Why, hello, everyone. How are all of you? Hope you're all doing well. Okay. Disciples' judgment. Yeah, we'll get that. That makes me laugh. Oh, it's just a bunch of emotes.
Guardian. I woke up this morning and looked out across the grey mists of Trustland, and I've got to tell you, my heart just wasn't in it. I didn't want justice or revenge. It wouldn't bring her back. I felt tired. I didn't want to fight anymore. But then, out in the distance, I spotted a deployment of Shadow Legion moving through the fog, pushing a group of prisoners before them. It's not about me. It's about them. So I picked up my
No,
rifle
that
and
no.
I got to work. We've got to fight on.
It's
Not just
not
because
blurred
we're in the
exactly. It's
vanguard
actually
or
that's how
Queen's
it
Guard or
actually
because we're
looks.
heroes or all that rot. Because it's what Amanda would have done. And that's good enough for me.
I've got it pulled up over on another screen, and yeah, that's just what it looks like. Bungie does talking NPCs through hologram messages as pretty badly, to say the least. It's his picture's pretty blurry, is what it is. Um, like I said, I'm looking over at another computer that has my stream pulled up, and it's actually I'm not seeing any blur to anything other than what had been Devram talking. Like even on my screen, the game itself, it was bad to say the least. I am not a fan of when they do the hologram. It's gone now. Yeah, sorry. Had me worried for a moment. It was just like, wait a minute, what's over on my other screen? Let me try and see what might be going on. It's like, other than what it normal bad Bungie hologram looks like. How are you, Zell? Wait, I need to empty out my inventory a bit. I've got no inventory space left. Damn, still don't have God War info on the new guns. Eating a whole cake at the moment. I wish I could do such things anymore. Let's see. No, don't lock that. That's just a bad roll on a gun. So it's the Ogma, the dead weight, and the borrowed time. The harsh language can transfer to vault. The autumn wind transfer to vault. The Nasruddin can be transferred to vault, wherever the hell that is in here. I don't know. I'm really didn't really feel like making dinner and had barely had leftovers. I don't know. Since I injured my knee, I've really been trying to go more towards eating and drinking healthier. Although right now I've been wanting a beer for like a 2 week or week and a half, but couldn't drink at all last week because I was on call, and so now I've got beer in my fridge and very tempted to go grab one. Well, it's not really. I really wouldn't necessarily say it's beer, but
Underway. Acknowledged.
we'll imbue that into something else. What shall we imbue that into? We will put that into galley. Okay, that's enough excuse for me. I got like three different things. I got a variety pack of Voodoo Ranger that I just put in the fridge today, so it's not cold. Um, Grab some other like specialty beer. And then I grabbed this Mike's Hard Lemonade Apple Pear,
It's busy.
which is some seasonal thing they're doing, and it sounded interesting and different.
Nice shooting out there. Take it easy.
I've never really had good luck with any kind of like hard apple cider. I've never really enjoyed it, but I have on several occasions had some good hard pear ciders, and this isn't bad. Usually, whenever I have gotten a hard apple cider or apple ale of some sort, it's always been real on the bitter side, bitter or sour. It was like they used those kind of apples, and I usually don't enjoy sour or bitter apples.
Shadow Legion vessels hover above your planet like hawks hunting mice. But unlike a mouse, the Guardian can strike back.
You're telling me the Guardian can get all the way into space like this? Why don't we do this more often?
This realm bends to Queen Mara's will. But hers is not the only one. The Witness would shape it as well. Every minute we spend here drains her power and increases the danger for all in the farm.
I see. Then we best rout these taken and get on with it.
The ley lines running through this area are blocked by the Taken, like hair clogging a drain.
I always screwed that one up. The one he just threw that at. Angry Orchard is your main. I mean, I didn't know they exactly had varieties of Angry Orchard, but I haven't had Angry Orchard since like it first debuted, which I didn't much care for it when it first debuted. I mean, I know friends who absolutely swear by it, and it's like, eh, means at least to some they have good product. I don't know, the beer I got that I'm a little worried about. It, it was $12 for 4 bottles, and it's some sort of like vanilla ice cream beer.
You're coming up on the prison ship. The portal to the material plane should be nearby.
The ability to move between worlds is impressive. Perhaps the voice in the darkness also seeks such power for its forces.
The witness is as inscrutable as the traveler. Its motives may therefore be manifold and contradictory.
Oh, I've had hard root beer, and I found one that was really good, but I can't find it anymore. It was like a Coney Island hard root beer. Taking root beer float a bit too seriously, though, and I mean that there is that possibility. I don't know. I really want to get it chilled and then see what it actually tastes like. It just stung a little bit seeing that price.
The path forward is barred not by magic, but by technology.
The Guardian's ghost has within him the power of a splicer. He will hack the barrier in time.
Missed. Missed with that too. I want to Twitch. Here is 6 ads. Me. Sup. That is one of the downsides about trying to make any kind of money on Twitch is that you either have to have a bunch of people subbed or run a ridiculous number of ads. But if you're back, what I was saying is that I wanted to chill that vanilla ice cream beer before I actually tried it. Oh,
Shadow Legion forces are marshalling in the hangar bay. Head there to force a decisive engagement.
The sooner we get our people out, the better.
although I
Gunships are
figure with
closing on your position.
You're in the thick of it now, Guardian. Miles above the
some
Earth
things
and surrounded.
certain
Just as you
government people
prefer
are
it,
trying
I
to do, it's
imagine.
going to end up being a whole nother adpocalypse all over again for the entire content industry.
I can feel the desperation of the defenders. The light of our balefires will further discourage them.
Scouts have spotted some air units headed your way as well. Keep your eyes up.
No, not entirely unexpected, just that it'll end up being exactly like uh I mean what currently has been the current practice in the industry has been basically what live TV's been doing for 30 years. Where basically advertisers are allowed to decide what kind of content would be around their ads. So if they didn't exactly agree with the show that was on TV, they could pull their ad, which is pretty much what YouTube and Twitch were first addressing back during the original adpocalypse. What, 5 or 6 years ago? But now they're trying to go, well, it's not right that you get to decide who gets monetized and who doesn't. Which means that basically they'll just pull all their ads off of Twitch and YouTube. It did. It really did. I'm not even necessarily certain it was that long ago. But it just sounds better than 3 or 4. I did not make my jump.
The Elixni have been a big help. People will remember that, I think, once the dust settles and the fighting's done.
I do not know what the future will bring for us, human or Elixni. But it is my great hope that you speak the truth. Someone will remember. The light provides.
Yeah, I actually did that with a game the other day. Actually, probably it was a game a couple weeks ago. So, do you remember the Marvel's Avengers game that Square put out a few years? Well, I thought it was just back in 2021, but it was actually much later than that. Uh, I thought it was 2021. It was actually published out in 2020. And then it's like once I actually saw what day when it had actually been released, it's like, oh, no wonder they're saying that they wanted to shut it down at this point. It then clicked in my head.
We've all died countless deaths, but we still only feel loss from the outside in. Holiday. She died doing what was necessary to protect the people of the city. She didn't do it out of obligation or circumstance. She knew it had to be done, and she believed in it to the end. She had one life, and she used it to save us. She set an example for us all. I... I don't know what else to say. Amanda. I would give my light, my last life, if it would bring her back. I've begged before. It's a false hope. A lie. At every loss, the traveler is silent. Each path I take leads me to a grave. Cade. Sophia. Hakim. I failed them all. I love you, Amanda. I'm so proud of you. Forgive me.
It really sucked losing Amanda then. No, they have not killed Zavala off, or at least not yet. Um, I mean that'll probably take some planning of what they're going to do. Because he just died what like Monday of last week. It's like his voice. Lance Reddick died, and then the very next day they killed off a different character, Amanda Holiday. But it kind of felt like that her death was all very well planned, and everything was kind of leading up to it, and you kind of knew it was coming. It was still just a little bit of a shock. Um, I'm going to be kind of interested to see what they do about Zavala since Lance died. I would not be surprised if they killed off the character in some way at some point, especially as we're leading up to the final shape. But then, who steps into the role of being the Titan representative to the Vanguard? I mean, technically, by the rules, Crow should be taking over for the Hunters, but hasn't really taken up the mantle. Mainly because he's still too used to Guardians continuously killing him because of what he did before he became a Guardian.
One cannot hear Zavala's words and remain unmoved. That man has borne suffering enough for many lifetimes. That is the price we pay for opening our hearts. And as the voice in the darkness extends its reach, we know only that few will finish this journey with us. For the path is long. As the nebulae whirl and billow above us, we remain. We endure. This is our privilege. Our duty. And our curse. Take heart, Guardian. Know that we will endure. Together.
Most assuredly, my queen.
Crow,
What do you want?
I wish to speak with you.
I don't have time for this. Or for you.
We've all lost someone dear to us.
If you mean me, you don't show it.
I wanted to. But I held my heart so closely that I smothered it. I don't want to see you do the same.
You don't know me. Stop talking like you do.
I know how we grieve. It is raw and violent. I know we believe that keeping others away from it will protect them. But we don't do it to protect them. We do it to protect ourselves. We do it because it is easy.
Nothing about this is easy. You didn't know her.
Then tell me who she was.
She was a sunrise.
Grieve its setting. But do not turn your grief to armor. Let us bear you through it.
I'll try.
I know you will.
It's so interesting to hear Marasov try and open up emotionally, considering that what all she's done. It's almost tempting because she's almost as bad as Savathun on how she hides things, of how sincere she's actually being. But I guess it's now time to try and see about finding a fire team and doing some raiding.